So this started in Buhari's time, and so the first people, Showore was one of the first people that were caught up in cyber crimes, cyber stalking, particularly. And in fact, in Tinubu's term, they've not been able to pass laws to change the economy. They've not been able to pass laws to build out our economy. They've not been able to pass laws to put more children in school. They've not been able to pass laws to build our infrastructure. But one of the things that the ninth that the last National Assembly was able to do, the current National Assembly, was that in 2024 they actually amended the Cyber Crimes Act. So they amended it and they strengthened Section 24, and Section 24 is the part that deals with cyber stalking. So you know why they've done that. They've done that because they are tired of hearing you and I complain about their excesses. Once upon a time, the only place where we complained was in beer parlors or when we visited our friends. Our complaints were compartmentalized. Our complaints were not public. Now they are angry because those complaints are now in the public square. Those complaints are on Twitter or X. Those complaints are on Threads. Those complaints are on Facebook. And all of a sudden, there are people who see it, and their children might see it, and their child might come back home and say, "Daddy, somebody said you did this, and I'm out. Is it true?" They're embarrassed by it, and guess what? If I don't want any embarrassment, I want to be able to commit crime, but I don't want anybody to talk about it. And if it means I need to strengthen this act, so they did strengthen it. It's an amended act now. So this particular, and it's ridiculous. It criminalizes online behaviors. So this Section 24, subsection 2, it basically says, if you send a message that is offensive, knowing it to be false, and whether or not it is false is now dependent on the person. So before it is even proven that it is false, guess what? The police will take you to court and they will put you in jail because it is a criminal offense. Before you are even able to prove whether the allegations that they are alleging are untrue, is true or false. And here are the other things that act says. So if you send a message for the purposes of causing annoyance, inconvenience, danger, obstruction, insult, injury, criminal intimidation, enmity, hatred, ill will, or needless anxiety to another person. So when Olamide Thomas was picked up, the charge suggested that what she said about Seyi Tinubu caused him needless anxiety. Seyi Tinubu, who flies around on the public dime, has needless anxiety because some unknown nurse in Lagos did a 5-minute video in Yoruba, which almost nobody saw, basically raining curses on him. And the irony of what these people are doing is, for all of Dele's popular appeal, the truth is most Nigerians did not even know he had written a book about the Nigerian judicial system. It was their assault on Dele that made all of us aware that he had written a book. And guess what they did? They allowed that book. That book became the top political bestseller on most lists, certainly on Amazon, for a period of time, beating out a lot of books here in the US. But here is the absurdity of the crimes that they are now just sweeping up Nigerians on. And as I had indicated to you earlier, and I'm sure many of the names I had shared with you before are names that most people don't know about. Just bloggers, investigative journalists, people nobody knows about that are being swept up. And the intent is very simple. The intent is to intimidate. So when everybody else hears that, Olamide Thomas made a video basically, indicating that the ancient gods should deal with Seyi Tinubu, and she's now likely to be, she's been detained all this while and likely to go to jail for 14 to 24 years. Guess what? The next person who wants to make a parody video is probably not going to do it. Is that the type of nation we want to live in? A nation where you can't even speak, a nation where you feel pain, and when you ask for that pain to be dealt with, when you speak about the corruption in your land and the sore that corruption is causing, what you get instead is salt being added to that injury. That is not the type of country that we should tolerate, and we have to fight with everything we have to make sure that the right of Nigerians to speak truth to power, the right of Nigerians to call out the corruption in the system, the right of Nigerians to criticize their public officials, the right of Nigerians to criticize corporations like GT Bank or any other institution that is providing services to the people, that right is not trampled upon, and we need to fight these laws.